Welcome to the YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub, your one-stop solution for expert guidance, best practices, and actionable knowledge in the world of contact centers. Explore, learn, and enhance contact center skills. In this session, we'll break down the factors that affect AWT in a structured and practical way. From staffing levels and scheduling accuracy to call routing, technology performance, and even customer behavior, each factor has a role to play. So let's begin our journey into the factors influencing average wait time and see how mastering them can transform both customer experience and business outcomes. Let's start with one of the biggest drivers of average wait time, call or interaction volume. When inbound calls suddenly spike, whether due to seasonal demand, a new product launch, or even unexpected service outages, queues begin to build. And if we haven't planned for those peaks, customers end up waiting longer than they should. The root issue often comes down to forecasting. If demand is underestimated, staffing levels fall short, and the result is simple: longer queues, higher wait times, and more pressure on both customers and agents. That's why accurate forecasting and proactive planning are so critical. By anticipating volume shifts before they hit, we can align resources, reduce wait times, and deliver a smoother experience for everyone. Now, let's move to another critical factor influencing average wait time: staffing and workforce management. Simply put, the number of agents available at any given moment directly shapes how long customers wait. When staffing falls short, queues grow, and patience runs thin. Absenteeism, late logins, or schedule adherence issues add to the challenge. High shrinkage, caused by activities like training, meetings, or unexpected breaks, further reduces coverage on the floor. And when shift planning doesn't account for these realities, gaps appear, leaving customers stranded in long queues. Effective workforce management is about balance. It means ensuring the right number of agents at the right times with the right skills to meet demand. Done well, it minimizes wait times, supports agents, and keeps service levels on track. Next, let's look at routing and queue design, another factor that directly shapes average wait time. When routing rules are inefficient, calls often bounce from one queue to another before reaching the right agent. Each transfer means more waiting, more frustration, and wasted time. Without skill-based or intent-based routing, customers are often mismatched to agents who may not be the best fit to resolve their issue. That mismatch doesn't just increase handle time, it extends wait times across the board. And while priority or VIP queues can reduce wait times for high-value customers, they can also create longer delays for everyone else if not managed carefully. The key here is smart, streamlined routing design. By aligning calls with the right agent the first time, organizations reduce unnecessary delays, keep queues flowing, and deliver faster, more personalized service. Another important factor shaping average wait time is service level agreements, or SLAs. Strict SLAs, like answering 80% of calls within 0 seconds, demand higher staffing levels to consistently meet those targets. That means greater pressure on scheduling and resource allocation, often at a higher cost. On the other hand, more relaxed SLAs may reduce staffing strain, but they often come at the expense of customer experience. Longer waits can lead to frustration, higher abandonment, and a negative perception of service. The challenge for leadership is balance, setting SLA targets that protect customer satisfaction while keeping operations efficient and financially sustainable. Now, let's talk about query complexity and average handle time, or AHT. When agents spend longer on each interaction, fewer agents are free to take the next call. The result? Customers wait longer in the queue. Not all calls are created equal. Simple inquiries, like balance checks or password resets, can be resolved quickly. But complex issues, such as fraud investigations or technical troubleshooting, require more time, more focus, and sometimes even escalations. These complex calls tie up resources and reduce availability for new callers. That's why monitoring AHT and analyzing query types is essential. By streamlining processes, providing better tools, and enabling self-service for routine requests, organizations can free agents to focus on the tougher cases, reducing wait times while maintaining quality. Next, let's focus on the role of technology and automation in managing average wait time. When modern tools are in place, like advanced IVRPs, AI-powered chatbots, or intelligent callback options, customers experience both shorter actual waits and reduced perceived wait times. Even if the queue is busy, automation can keep the customer engaged, informed, and sometimes fully resolved without ever needing an agent. But the reverse is also true. Legacy systems, frequent downtime, or slow routing platforms create bottlenecks that delay agent availability. Every second lost in system lag translates directly into longer wait times for customers. The lesson is clear: investing in reliable, modern automation isn't just about efficiency, it's about protecting the customer experience by keeping AWT under control. Another factor that plays a decisive role in average wait time is forecasting accuracy. When forecasting is off, the impact is immediate. Overestimating demand leads to overstaffing, which drives up costs without adding real value. Underestimating demand, on the other hand, leaves customers waiting in long queues, agents overwhelmed, and service levels at risk. Traditional forecasting methods often struggle to adapt to seasonal patterns, sudden spikes, or unpredictable events. That's where modern AI-driven predictive forecasting comes in. By analyzing historical trends, real-time data, and external signals, AI can anticipate demand with far greater accuracy. Better forecasting means the right number of agents at the right time, reducing wait times, avoiding waste, and keeping both customers and the business in balance. Finally, let's talk about occupancy and utilization, a factor that often hides in plain sight but has a huge impact on average wait time. When occupancy levels climb too high, say above 90%, agents are essentially overloaded. They move from one call to the next without pause, leading to slower responses, higher stress, and eventually burnout. Customers feel this pressure through longer waits and rushed interactions. On the flip side, when occupancy is too low, productivity suffers. Agents sit idle, and resources go underutilized. The sweet spot is typically around 80 to 85%. At this level, agents stay productive while still having the bandwidth to provide quality service. Balancing occupancy isn't just about efficiency, it's about ensuring both agents and customers get the experience they deserve. Now let's look at channel mix and customer expectations, a factor that's becoming more important every year. Different channels come with very different tolerance levels. In voice, even 30 seconds can feel too long. In chat or social media, customers expect an instant response, anything less risks frustration. But in email, waiting a few hours may still be perfectly acceptable. The challenge is managing these expectations consistently. If digital cues, like chat or social, are neglected, customers may switch back to voice, creating sudden surges in call volume. That, in turn, increases average wait time for everyone. Balancing channel mix is about more than workload distribution, it's about meeting customers where they are, honoring their expectations, and protecting AWT across all touchpoints. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. See you in the next video.